Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen, wal aqibatu lil muttaqeen, was salatu was salamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursaleen, wa ala Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in ila yawmiddin. Amma ba'd. قال الله تبارك وتعالى في القرآن المجيد والفرقان الحميد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هل يستوي الذين يعلمون والذين لا يعلمون إنما يتذكر أولو الألباب صدق الله مولانا العظيم. وقال الله تبارك وتعالى في القرآن المجيد والفرقان الحميد في شان حبيبه إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. Inshallah, today we'll continue with our topic, answers to your fiqhi questions. As I repeat every Jummah, that if you have any questions, send me your questions on my email address, askimamqasim@outlook.com, or you can take my number, you can send me messages on my WhatsApp. Just send me message whenever you have any question, so that I can answer your question and I can add it here as well and can benefit other people. Jazakallahu khair. Acha. Right, so the question is, how should a person with dementia read namaz, especially for old people? Anyone, either he's young or he's old or whatever age he's in. Let's say he got dementia. Dementia, basically the person, he forgets. It depends what level you are on. Thing is, one is you thinking with your own thinking, I think I've got dementia. No, go to doctor. Ask doctor what is happening with you. If he certifies you, if he says yes, you've got dementia, so basically you have it. Now it depends now on what level you're on. Like, let's say you are reading namaz and you went in ruku and then you came back and you thought, I don't know, I did ruku or no. That's fine, go do another ruku, and if you are fine after that, do sajda sahw at the end. Because sajda sahw is called the sajda of forgetfulness. Sahw means forgetfulness. Sajda, prostration, the prostration of forgetfulness. So if you forget anything in your namaz, let's say you forgot, did I read Alhamdulillah, read it again. If you forgot, did I read surah or no? Then if you didn't and you've gone beyond the ruku, then that's fine, you do sajda sahw at the end. Anything about you forgetting something. You forgot, did I do ruku? Do another ruku. Now one ruku is fard in your namaz, not two ruku in one rakat. Not two rukus, but because you forgot, do it again and do sajda sahw at the end. You did sajda, then you did second sajda, now you forgot. As soon you came back, you forgot, am I in the first sajda, second sajda? Why? Okay, that's fine. Do another sajda and at the end do sajda sahw. If it's that much, that's fine, that's okay. You have to read namaz. Now, if he's gone to that level, where level of Janoon basically it has covered your ahwas, that you don't even know what you are doing. You read Alhamdulillah, as soon you finish, you think, I've never read Alhamdulillah. You done 4 rakus, 5 rakus, 6 rakus, and still you don't know you did raku or no. You did sajda, I don't know how many sajda you have done. Or as soon you go to attahiyat, you don't even know, hold on a second, why am I sitting here? You could go to that level as well. So they don't know what you're doing. He doesn't know what he's doing. For that person, our scholar says, he should be reading namaz with Jamaat. Have someone here or at home. If you're reading at home, ask your son to lead namaz. Ask someone to lead namaz and you stand behind. So now you know whatever your son is doing, you are doing as well with that. You're okay. But if you cannot do that, then have someone sit next to you who can tell you, right, okay, that's fine. You can give him luqma. Now luqma is supposed to be the one who is in the namaz, same namaz, only he can give luqma to the person. Luqma basically he can correct his namaz while he is in the same namaz. Outside person cannot. But in this condition, our scholar says, yes, he can, because he's going through the kind of illness where he does need someone. So because the big sin is leaving namaz. And the small one is not even sin, but small makruh is that someone is giving you luqma. Take the karahat, but don't miss namaz. There are 2 things. The third one is you got nothing. You can't come for namaz, and there is no one who can lead namaz, and you don't even know what you are doing. Every time you stand and you do Allahu Akbar, you don't even know you started namaz or no. And then you just keep doing Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Our scholar says namaz is not fard upon him. Why? Because he's just like a majnoon person. He doesn't know what he's doing. He has no idea what he's doing. Like he starts namaz and he ends up somewhere else. And then he starts namaz, then he thinks, hold on a second, why am I standing here? He doesn't know anything what he's doing. But that person, that kind of level, then namaz is not fard upon him. He doesn't have to read namaz. But that doesn't mean this, if dementia stays with him the same level, okay, and worse, then namaz will not be further upon him, but as soon as it starts decreasing, after a few months, try. It's not like you just leave it now. After a few months, try. Just like Rosa, I always say, if you guys have some kind of illness, that the Rosa is a maaf to you, you don't have to fast in that month. Maybe next year you're perfectly fine. You cannot take last year's month that last year doctor told me, maybe you're perfectly fine this time, try. So what? If you're going to pass out or something going to happen, just break your Rosa, break your fast. Sharia give you ijazat. But always try after a few months or after a few weeks that, am I okay? Can I try? Can I try? Just keep trying. Maybe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you himmat and strength by looking at your passion going towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, you take one step towards me, I'll take 10 steps towards you. You walk towards me, I will run towards you. What is that running? What is the 10 steps taking towards you? Is the rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will come towards you. May Allah subhanahu give us tawfiq to understand our thing. The next question is, it's a woman asking, has मैं तलाक दी तो उसी दिन से इद्दत स्टार्ट हो जाएगी या दिन काउंट करना नेक्स्ट मेंस्ट्रुएशन से स्टार्ट करेंगे और क्या मैं उसी दिन से इद्दत में चली गई? So she is saying कि if my husband gives me divorce while I'm going through menstruation, why? Because giving divorce in menstruation is guna. It is haram giving divorce in month of the time she's going through menstruation. So if anyone wants to give divorce, let's say things go to that level that you have to give divorce to your wife, ask her, are you going through menstruation? Because if you give menstruation, it's called talaq bid'ati talaq. Bid'ati talaq is gun. You become sinful. One, you give divorce. One, you become sinful. Divorce will take place. Divorce will take place. But it is guna giving divorce in this time. So if let's say someone has given divorce to his wife in the time of menstruation, as soon as he gives divorce, she has gone in iddah straight away. She cannot leave house. She has to stay inside the boundary of her house. Again, all the conditions, when can she leave? I think I left the video as well. I made the video. In the extreme conditions, she can leave, but her iddah will start at that point. As soon husband says divorce, her iddah will start at that point. But the counting will start from the next menstruation cycle. Counting won't start from that menstruation. So you have to be very careful. It's not like when husband gives divorce in menstruation, then you count that menstruation as well. No, because you have to complete 3 menstruations. You have to complete 3 menstruations. And the person who gave you divorce in menstruation, that means the little bit menstruation has already passed. But that's not going to be one full menstruation. The Sharia says you have to do thalathata quru'. Thalathata quru' is 3 complete menstruations. If he gives divorce in menstruation, of course, 1 day is gone or even half a day is gone, it's not going to be complete 3. So that menstruation has to go. Then the days of purity gonna come. Then when next menstruation comes, that will be your first menstruation. Then after that, second, then third. This is the reason Sharia says don't give divorce in menstruation. Why? Because iddah is gonna prolong to kind of 3.5 or 4 menstruation. She's sitting at home, she can't even do anything, and then you are the one who are looking after your wife. So it's going to lead to maybe some of the fights or something. So don't give divorce in menstruation. Give divorce when she's going through the purity days, not in has. But divorce will take place and she will go straight away in iddah and from that day. But menstruation cycle, the menstruation, 3 menstruation, they will start from the next coming menstruation. Another is that if you are away from your wife from last 2-3 years, does talaq take place? So his husband is asking that I'm in different country, my wife is in a different country, right? Or we are away from each other, let's say for 7-8 months. I heard if you are away from your wife more than 4 months or 4 months, a talaq takes place. He's talking about ila. Ila is proven from Quran as well. When husband has taken oath, that has to be only with husband, not wife, because talaq only comes from husband, not from wife. So if husband says with this word, I take oath upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I take qasam upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that I won't come near you. We won't have no physical relationship. And if he does not go to his wife within 4 months, as soon 4 months are completed, 1 divorce will take place. This is coming from Quran. But the condition is he has to say, I take oath. Either he says upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, doesn't say upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because oath is only upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You cannot take qasam of anyone. He says, if someone says, I take qasam of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that qasam is not qasam. Laghav qasam. I take oath upon my mom, my mother, my brother, my sister, or I take qasam of my father. they're not oaths, you don't have to fulfill those oaths, because the love of oaths, batil oaths. Oath is only upon the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wallahi, tallahi, billahi. All the three letters you can say with the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ba, ta, wow, you can use. Or you mutlaq, you say, I take oath. That means oath is only for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then, if you don't go to your wife within 4 months, then one divorce will take place. Or let's say you was in a different country and you said these words, but now you can't go to your wife because you're in a different country. You're not getting visa, you're not going back, or your company is not giving you ijazah to go back. Then Raju, you can phone her, even though you take an oath. Now Rasulullah says, if you have taken oath upon something and you see an opposite of that oath, it is better. If I break oath, it is better for me and for the other person. Then Rasulullah has given ijazah that you break that oath and give kafara and go and do that job. Let's say you have taken oath, I'm never gonna eat meat. Then break your oath and eat meat. Why? Because Allah is saying, why are you making things haram on yourself, but I made halal for you? So go break your oath, give kafara, and start eating meat. Of course, halal. So if you have said to your wife, I take oath upon Allah subhanahu, I will never come near you. Break your oath within 4 months, go to your wife. Now you have broken your oath. What you have to do now? You have to pay kafara for the oath. What is kafara? You have to feed 10 people. 10 people. Each person, the one kafara is equal to the amount of fitrana. So £5, let's say. So to 10 people, £50, and he has to go to a shari faqir person. Kafara can only go to the person who's shari faqir, poor person, not to anyone. It has to be Muslim as well. So if you have taken, ila, because I was listening, someone sent me the video. Some woman was talking about this mas'ala, and she said that people don't know that if a husband says, I'm not going to talk to you, and in 4 months he doesn't talk, then divorce will take place. That happens in every house. In daily routine, we say, I'm not going to talk to you. I'm never going to come near you. We never said, I take oath upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's a condition written in Quran. You have to say, I take oath upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. वरना तो घर घर में कहता मैं तेना गाली नहीं करनी भाई, क्योंकि भाई 4 महीने बाद गाली नहीं करनी, 4 महीने तक तलाक हो जानी, टल्ले मारने अपने को. So you cannot say that. Okay, I'm not going to talk to you. I'm not going to come near you. Yeah, बंदा कहता रहता है ये बातें. What you, if you say with the oath of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is when ila period will start from that day. If 4 months gone, one talaq will take place. Balji. And if he breaks his oath, if he breaks his oath within 4 months, talaq won't take place at all. It's not like talaq will take place. Talaq won't take place. Next one is, me and my husband have separated since 3 years. But we are not divorced. We are only separated. We are not living together. From last 3 years, we are not living together. Now, if he gives me divorce, do I still have to do an iddah? The sister is asking that 3 years we have not been together. Basically, we had no physical relationship, the sexual relationship. We never had it. Now, if he gives me divorce, do I still have to do iddah? Because iddah is to clean yourself from the water, whatever is coming from husband. So that when you go and marry to another man, then the nasab doesn't mix up. We don't know it's his son or his son. Don't know. That's the reason woman has to go iddah. Man doesn't have to go in iddah. So that's what he's saying. But she's saying, we never had physical relationship. Do we still have to do iddah? You still have to do iddah. Once husband and wife got married and they have done this physical relationship even once, and then even though you gives talaq after 4 years, 5 years, and all the 5 years they never had no physical relationship, still she has to do iddah. Why? Because our scholar says, end of the day, husband is a ni'mat which Allah gave you, and it took the ni'mat away. Yeah, some of the women probably think he was not ni'mat, he was zahmat. He was just like kind of curse for me. What kind of ni'mat? But still, if Allah is saying, then you have to do it. Why? Because it's coming from Quran. Don't go against. Don't do it for him. You don't have to do it for him. I always say when someone comes to me, but why do I have to do it? I said, don't think about him. Think about Allah. Allah is mentioning iddah in Quran. Iddah is fard. This is in Quran. So you have to complete iddah. Don't do it for him. Do it for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Do it for the sake of your grave. Do it for the sake of on the day of judgment what you're going to face, you're going to show to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But you still have to do iddah even though you were separated 3-4 years ago. How oaths break? And what is the kafara of breaking the oath? Now it's not, very simple answer. There are 3 kind of oaths. Stay with me. There are 3 kind of oaths. Yamine ghamuz, yamine laghav, and yamine munaqida. Yamine, which oath gives you, puts kafara upon you? Any oath which you took for future. In future, I want do this. I want talk to this person. or I will not talk to this person, or I will talk to this person. If you said, I will talk to this person, and you never talk to him, or if you said, I won't talk to the person, I qasam upon Allah, I won't talk to the person, and you started talking to the person, like my wife did 2 weeks ago. We were sitting there, and she was like, something happened. She said, मैं आपसे कभी बात नहीं, मैं कसम से मैं आपसे कभी बात नहीं करूंगी, कसम से मैं आपसे कभी बात नहीं। 3 मिनट में मेरा गला कर लगी। मैं कहा 50 तुम मेरे तो पा देते ना, तुम तो काम करती कौन है? 50 pounds is gonna go for me. She said, why? As you just took oath upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you said, I will never talk to you. I don't know, something happened. I will never talk to you. And after 3 minutes, 4 minutes, she started talking to me. Allah, you have to pay kafara now. Then she said, how to pay kafara? This is the 50 pound. Go pay 50 pound now. So we have to pay 50 pound. I said, this is the reason Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not given divorce in your hand. Otherwise you will be given divorce after divorce or divorce. No, मैं तो ऐसे कह रही थी, बस जोश में आ गई थी, मैं थोड़े जोश की वजह से तलाक भी दी। So otherwise talaq will be taking place in every house. So if you have taken oath upon future, it called yameen munaqida. If you do munaqid the yameen, that I will never talk to you, or I will never do this, I will never eat this, I will. If you feature and you done it, you'll have to pay kafara for that yameen, and you have to ask forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Kafara is basically you have to feed 10 people. If you cannot feed 10 people, you don't have that much money. Everyone has 50 pound nowadays, or even though 3 pound 50 pence as well. Some say fitrana. So according to 10 people, 3 pound 50 pence. According to that, about 30, 40 pounds, something around that. You pay that. And if let's say you don't even have that much money, then you have to fast 3 days. 3 days fasting. This is what you have to do. Yeah, you can give clothes as well. 10 people, clothes are going to be very expensive. But 10, you have to feed 10 people, or you can fast for 3 days. That is only one yameen munaqida for future. The other two other two oaths are for past tense. Like yameen ghamus, someone asks you, did you do that? And you say, wallahi, I never did this. Wallah, and you did it. Or he said, you didn't do it. And he said, you didn't do it. Say it, you didn't do it. He said, wallahi, I did it. But you didn't do it. Basically, you're talking about past, but you're taking oath and never did it. Rasulullah said that kind of oath, it takes the blessings away from your life, blessings away from your sustenance, blessings away from your house. Don't take that kind of oath. This is guna, kabira guna, taking that kind of oath. But no kafara becomes wajib on you. There is no kafara. Yeah, go and ask forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's yameen ghamus. One is yameen laghav. Yameen laghav is the oath of laghav, batil, meaningless. Why you took the oath? Your dad was home, and you came outside. Someone knocked on the door, and your dad's friend came and said, your dad home, and you said, no, he's not home. Wallahi, he's not home. But you didn't know he was actually home, sleeping upstairs. You didn't know that. You thought, wallahi, he's not home. Now that, and then you came inside and you saw your dad is there. But that yameen was yameen laghav. You didn't know that. You never meant to disrespect religion, or you wanted to take oath, you wanted to break oath. You had no, you knew it. Your dad is not home. That's why you took oath. And you came home and then you checked that daddy was there. You don't have to pay kafara for that, and you are not even sinful. But just in case, you can ask forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But there is no sin in this oath, yameen laghav, and you don't have to pay kafara. So there are 3 kind of oaths: ghamus, laghav, munaqida. Only munaqida for future you have to pay kafara, and you have to ask forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ghamus, you only ask forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and laghav, you don't have to ask forgiveness and you don't have to pay kafara. And for ghamus, you don't have to pay kafara as well. Acha, there's another question, and normally this question is asked like on weekly basis. So a lot of people go for umrah from here. So salam, if a female is having menstruation and going for umrah from UK or USA or from Pakistan, wherever, anyone outside the boundary of miqat, do they make niyat at miqat on airplane, or after reaching Makkah when menstruation finished? So the question is that you are going for umrah, the whole family is going. Let's say dad, mom, 2 brothers, and sister is there as well. My sister is going through menstruation, and she's at the airport. They're leaving for for Jeddah, and you're going inside the miqat as well. Jeddah, you go in. Do you have to make intention? Remember, when you're going through the days of impurity, menstruation, you have to make intention for umrah or ihram, the ihram you go on. If you cross the boundary without the intention of ihram, one dam will become wajib on you. Compensation will become wajib on you. You will have to compensate for that penalty. The compensation is that in the boundary of haram, you have to sacrifice an animal, lamb or sheep, inside the boundary of haram. When kafara become wajib upon you for Hajj or Umrah, the sacrificing action has to take place in the boundary of Haram. Yeah, she will make intention of Ihram, then she will cross the boundary of Miqat in the intention of Ihram, but she can't do Umrah though. Family will go for Umrah because she cannot enter in the mosque. Let her just stay outside the mosque or relative's house or in a hotel, or some person stays with her. Rest everyone, you go and do Umrah. When her menstruation finish, this is when we go take bath, and then after that you can do Umrah. Then ihram, the condition will come off. Because ihram is a condition, not the two pieces of cloth. That's not ihram. So people they ask, if I take two pieces of cloth off and then I take bath, do I have to make another intention? The two pieces of cloth, we say it in our istilahi meaning that these, oh, I'm going to put the ihram on. Ihram are not two pieces of cloth. Ihram is a condition you go into. You read talbiha, labbaik Allahumma labbaik, with the intention of Umrah or in the intention of Hajj. But you have to make intention if you are going Makkah. If you are going straight to Medina, there is no miqat in the way, then you don't have to make intention. Why? Because if you make intention that you go in Medina, you're going to say there were 3-4 days. All those 3-4 days you will have to bound to those all the conditions of ihram, and then you go Makkah after 3-4 days, you will be in the condition of ihram. So go Medina, then from Medina on the way towards Makkah you can make intention, because the Abiyari Ali, the place comes, this is where you can make intention and put ihram on. But you have to make intention even though you're in a state of impurity. Actually, I did that masla about the bouncer job. So the one of the taxi driver brother, he asked me, he said, Assalamu alaikum, I heard about your masla about bouncer job, that is chalo theek hai, jaiz, but little bit makruh. I'm a taxi driver and work in Manchester. What is the ruling about taxi drivers? We pick customers who specifically say a name where they want to go, like clubbing or whatever they're drinking. We know they are going there for alcohol or similar. Is this taxi income halal or not? Please, can you shed some light on this? Jazakallah khair. Now, remember, rule of fiqh is the person's actions, it don't lie upon you. You do something haram, or you sell something haram, directly you have connection with haram. This is when you become liable of that sin as well. You are only going to drop them people off there. No matter what they're going to do, they're doing it with their own action. If they are doing something wrong, our scholars say your job is perfectly fine. It's not like you are going to drop someone off. Then before you give shop on rent to someone, you have to ask him what you're going to sell. Even though he's going to sell something halal, what terms and conditions are going to be? Are you going to read namaz? No, reading namaz is haram as well. Are you going to fast? Or you're going to do something? Are you going to talk to your girlfriend here? Or you're going to call your girlfriends on my shop? Or everything is haram. Then you're making your life hell. Before someone sees your taxi, where are you going? Or he's saying to you, I'm going to go there, but after that he changes his route. You're not going to kick him out on half the road. No. Our scholar says you go and drop them off wherever they're going. Yeah. One thing you cannot do. If they ask you that I'm old, can you go to the shop and buy alcohol for me? No. You tell them straight, I cannot buy alcohol for you. I can't do that. Yeah, you come with me, you do whatever you want to do inside the shop. That I got nothing to do with that. I'm going to drive and then I'm going to come back. That's all you're going to do. You're dropping the people off. So our scholar says this job is perfectly fine. You should not be worrying about this job. You're okay. Last masla will take, but I won't take. Why? Because it's already 1:15. Inshallah, we'll talk about that next week. Inshallah.